Well, we should say, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to bring you another episode of Mise en Place, brought to you by Blink, which is quite simply the greatest POS system in the world. And today we're joined by a chef, restaurateur, friend, a lover, a beautiful man, Robin Gill, who's changed the face of the London food scene with his incredible restaurants and bar. You've been going for over 12 years now, like running your own places, even more than that, which is kind of terrifying. You're still looking very young.
My 46th birthday tomorrow.
Really?
Wow.
Happy birthday.
You look unbelievable.
What a way to celebrate it.
Here we go.
But you've done it again. I mean, we walk into this incredible space. It feels like you're transported to another city. Like, there's a real good vibe in the room, and it gets even better at night when it becomes even more Bar Brassa than the bakery in the day. I mean, take us through what we can expect if we walk through these doors.
So, like that, in the morning or afternoon, you see the guys all making the bread, it's incredible pastries, people coming in for a coffee or takeout, buying their bread to take home. Then, something I've always wanted to do is to kind of make that incredible transition from daytime to evening. It's generally really hard. Any cafe feels like a cafe, even when it's in the evening. Apart from somewhere like one of my favorite places, Bar Italia. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
where it's just like
you can transition.
It transitions, you know what I mean? So, having spent quite a bit of time in northern Italy and San Sebastian, places like that, I wanted to replicate that incredible sort of small place, cicchetti, pinchos, bar culture, you know, and that great big vibe. So that's what you expect. We're doing £5 Negroni, £5 spritz, incredible charcuterie, all snacks ranging from, I don't know, 2-3 quid. Maximum you're going to spend is like 18 quid for one of these bigger dishes. So super affordable, nice and buzzy. And I partnered with a great company called Chibo, who one of the founders, Vittorio, was one of the key people of the early days of Natura. And he's now importing all this incredible charcuterie and cheeses from northern Italy and northern Spain.
Cool.
And he's my partner on the whole thing. So I've got the incredible access to all of that.
Yeah.
And he's just like supplying us and bringing in new products like on a weekly basis.
Unbelievable. It's such a like when you walk in, you've obviously got the pastries, etc. But just having the like ham up on the bar, and it kind of really welcomes you in. It makes you think, sort of anything goes in here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think it's genius.
Is it. You know, I kind of want that like local hangout. That you do come in the morning, or you come in late at night, and you get a Negroni, or do you know what I mean? And it's that kind of vibe.
So you've matched, obviously, Bruto with the £5 Negroni, which is beautiful to see.
Yep.
Had to be done.
Has to be done.
We'll have to try one later.
What do you make of? Just I want to stick on Negronis for a tiny. Because you and I won't name the place, but a few days ago we were spending £16 on a Negroni somewhere, and you're like
18 maybe.
Was it 18? Yeah.
I will name the name. Young's.
Yeah.
14 quid.
Jesus.
For a Negroni.
And you're in a pub.
You're in a pub, man.
Yeah.
I know they're beautiful pubs.
Yeah,
but
are
they?
on.
Not to call out Young's, but at that point they're taking the piss, because I mean Negroni's it's a set number. You know, it's a set ingredient. I know you can mix.
Yeah, I guess you can mix
quality of vermouth or whatever.
It's a tough one because spirits are expensive. Do you
know what
I mean? But I think if you've got massive buying power like that, you know, you're different. What are they charging? What kind of GP are they making? They're probably making 82%. You know what I mean? Maybe more.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, Canton Arms around the corner, I think their Negronis are a quid or
Yeah.
even less.
Yeah.
They're fucking good as well.
Filled.
Proper.
Really good.
Exactly.
They're proper.
Yeah.
You know, it's no bullshit.
What about that value perception thing? You know, because obviously you get people through the doors, maybe initially with that £5 Negroni, and then they end up spending more and enjoying themselves more. Do you see that?
Well, yeah, I mean that's the goal for this place. Is I want it to be full, filled to the brim, and people enjoying themselves rather than. And I think it's the times that we're in right now as well. You know, people are eating out less. Everything has got more expensive.
Yeah.
And I'm taking a risk on making a little bit less.
Yeah.
To fill the place. I just want it to be busy. There's nothing worse than a quiet place. It feels kind of hard. And I'd rather the team be totally engaged. And I go crazy if it's quiet.
Yeah.
You know, I'd have to leave the building if it's quiet from an operator perspective.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. What about that changing from day to night? Like Borgie Green do it quite well, but they said it was a big sort of challenge. The guys next to 10 Cases in Covent Garden, they're sort of cafe all day, and then they switch the lights down. They've got problems sometimes making that move. We spoke to Dom Hamdy, who also had a problem when they used to have an all-day thing at Crispin.
Yeah.
Is that quite tough making that move? The like
what are the
awkward half an
tricks
hour?
as well? Like how do you do it?
I think it's all in the design. I think it's design and lighting. You know what I mean? It's like if you look, the bar here we have, it's like dark wood. It's got this like granite. It's very typical. It's very classic.
Yeah.
When you turn the lights right down, all of a sudden it's great atmosphere. You know, you need a decent playlist. We put candles out on the table, and also something we haven't done, but we've been playing around with it. You know, we've got this classic, you know, table settings, kind of vintage furniture with that old Venetian sort of tablecloth and the white cloth over the top. We did contemplate on having no tablecloths at daytime, and then just before service in the evening, you put those out.
Yeah.
And then, do you know what I mean?
So it's just playing around with like the signifiers, like the things that tell people in their brain, you're here to have a drink or you're here to have a cup of coffee or whatever. Yeah.
And it's music and lighting are the key things. But I think also if you were to sort of design a place that's super cold, like coffee shops, some of the best coffee shops are so minimalist. They're you know those kind of Scandi ones. Yeah. Trying to make that atmospheric and beautiful at night is a challenge.
I know we're going to try a couple of bits and bobs, but what's your favourite thing on the menu right now?
Well, okay, so here's an example. So it's cotticino, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's this amazing sausage.
Sort of coarse, fatty, delicious.
I think it's the closest thing to that French style sausage, Andouillette.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure exactly what's in it. In fact, Vittorio said you're better not asking. But it's just banging full of flavour. And traditionally you serve it with lentils. And it's
and like mostarda, right? Like the kind of, is that?
Yeah. And it's seen as the more lentils you eat, the kind of wealthier you're going to be. It's a real New Year's Eve type of thing. It's kind of winter. But I was like, okay, I kind of really want mashed potato with that. And I kind of want cheese with it as well. So we're doing that, potato aligot with like 3 different types of cheese in there. And the sausage we just won through, and it's the same. So we've got the best mortadella in the world from a place in northern Italy called Francesina is the name of the 2 guys that make it, and they're making this cotticino, and it's phenomenal.
Cool.
And we're doing like a red wine sauce with some herbs in it, and it's so funny. The first night the lads, when they put it on the menu, we did it together, put it on, but I wasn't here for when they did the description. And they did all the wording, the cotticino, Tuscany cotticino, potato aligot, red wine, or like you. I was like, lads, what the fuck are you doing? It's Tuscan bangers and mash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's it, you have to, and then it's going to sell. Put all those wordy things in there, no one's going to buy it.
100%. Well, it's funny because we spoke to Heston recently about the sort of importance of how you word a menu and how you can sort of trick a customer either way. I mean, is that something you think a lot about as well?
I think there's always these keywords, at the end of the day, especially nowadays, we're not just cooks or restaurateurs or whatever. You're salespeople. You're in sales, so you've got to sell it, whether it's visual on Instagram, but also on a menu.
Yeah.
If it's too wordy and it sounds a bit, how do you sell it? That's a prime example. Everyone wants bangers and mash. It's perfect weather for it. Yeah. We call it's our Tuscan bangers and mash. You know, and then it's going to sell.
And then it's a talking point as well.
Exactly.
And you get that conversation with the customer. And,
there's a load of thought put into it. It has come from this incredible producer in northern Italy, and then you can talk about it. Actually, it's not just bangers and mash, is it? It's this kind of incredible thing.
Did you do a lot of travelling around Italy? Obviously, you worked in Naples back in the day.
Yeah.
We can recapture that later. But this is more Venice, a bit of San Sebastian thrown in, even though that's Spanish, right?
Yeah, I just feel it's this kind of more of a northern European sort of style to it, So it's not really like, Andalusia style, really. Maybe it will be in the summer because we kind of launched in the winter. It will change. Yeah. But it's also because we've partnered with Cibo, he's getting most of his charcuterie and produce from northern Italy. But I did do a lot of traveling when we had time. We would jump in a car or on a train with the chefs, and we'd do little pilgrimages and head off. And not like, let's go to these starred places, but we'd go to, little sort of trattorias and places that were kind of like where chefs want to eat.
Yeah.
Because how long is it until, we were talking about it the other day with someone else, how long is it until you get a proper kind of pinchos or like tapas? Like normally in Spain, Girona, you walk in, the cocktail sticks, different colour, you keep them all in a little glass or in an ashtray, they come out 30 minutes later and you pay and go again. You couldn't do that in England, could you? Like, people would run off, they'd throw their like little fucking cocktail sticks down the drain. Would it be harder to do? Maybe you are.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to do that. And we're still trying to get to that stage where, you see, we've got no seats in front of the bar.
Yeah.
So that, where you see all the pastries and stuff like that now, that's where all the charcuterie and everything is. Where stage 2 is when we're going to put out all these plates and stuff, and it's just there.
Right, nice.
We're trying to get to that stage.
I think we could trust people.
It's just so funny that people can't.
But you've got to teach them the culture.
It's a cultural thing as well. Yeah.
So everyone does it when they go away, but when they're back in their own surroundings, as in the UK, it's kind of hard to break that.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. I suppose also it goes against. There's a movement to earlier dining, which we might talk about later. Whereas in Europe, that slot, 5:30 to 7:30 and beyond, people are having a drink, having a little snack, and then they're going for dinner.
Yeah.
So maybe it's harder to shoehorn it in here. I don't know.
Yeah. I think we've got to get known for it. You know what I mean? That's what we're hoping, is that that's the place you go for. For instance, it's worked in Derby's where we do the oyster happy hour. It's just on people's radar. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a go-to place between 5 and 7, and then on Saturdays we do between 3 and 6.
Yeah,
so it's kind of off-peak times.
What is the best day at Derby? Sunday? For you, business-wise?
Sunday's business-wise, it's Sunday. Saturdays creeps in there behind.
Must feel amazing to own a Sunday, though. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of restaurants struggle a bit on that, or the Mondays as well. Whereas to be like the place to be on a Sunday,
and it has
instead
to
of a pub, or I know you do roast.
You think it would be quiet in the summer as well. Honestly, it didn't slow down at all.
Really?
I think you're doing more because we've got all the outdoor seating.
Yeah.
So it's slightly lighter. People maybe go more for lamb and chicken.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still.
So what percent of the week is that then, business-wise?
What percent of
Yeah,
it?
like takings.
Well, that's the thing. You can have a crap week. You can have a slow beginning of the week, and then right at the end, it just goes boom,
Bang.
again.
Yeah.
So it's probably hard to say because we're like a 7-day operation.
Yeah.
Across both sort of sides. So I must count for at least sort of like 25%.
Wow.
Just on that one day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you guys do a sort of fixed offering there as well. I think you can still do a la carte on the Sunday, but you do that kind of fixed. Like, is that?
Yeah, we do a set like workers' lunch type thing. 2 courses, 26.
No, but on a Sunday, I mean.
Oh, on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So no, we don't. It's full a la carte.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
it's full a la carte.
Right.
And the menu is quite broad for the first Sunday. But we do the Holy Trinity, which is the most popular thing.
Oh, the Holy Trinity. Sorry.
That's the kind of set one where you get a bit of pig, whole lamb shoulder, rump, a choice of rump, sirloin, or fillet.
Yeah.
And then with all the shebang, all the sides. People go.
Well, let's come back to Bar Brassa because it's absolutely gorgeous. You obviously inspired by pinchos. You were out in San Sebastian earlier this year with the Top Job Boys. How was that trip?
Really
messy couple of days.
Very messy.
Come on.
There was probably a lot of footage that they couldn't shoot or couldn't broadcast.
Didn't make it.
Yeah. Most of the things they captured, they couldn't release.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was brilliant because it's so good to go. Obviously, I have a lot of places that I like to go. Oisin had a lot of places that he remembered. But then the lads would be in the know as well. So it's kind of, you go back to old familiar places, but then to discover new places as well. And it was relentless.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're going to hit.
Who was the best on the piss in the group, apart from yourself?
Okay, I'll put my hand back
Yeah.
down. Oisin, he's the season pro.
Yeah.
You know.
You can imagine that for now.
How were the boys? How was Jesse?
Great. They were controlled.
Really?
Yeah.
They were controlled.
Professionals.
Because that's
I
the thing.
guess they're working. Yeah.
They're still working. That's the thing. We were trying to go, come on, it's kind of like a mini stag.
Half his stag do. Yeah, exactly.
And he was still, no, I need to get all my stuff done, and was very controlled.
Fair play.
Yeah,
Proper
exactly.
boy.
We can learn from
admire
him.
We should learn.
As we're drinking at 11 a.m. whatever it is. You also catered his wedding, didn't you?
Yeah.
What did you whip up there? What treats were on offer?
So we did oysters, we did some beautiful dressed oysters. We did the gilda that we're known for, the little beef mac short rib nuggets, so a lot of snacks. Then we did big sharing bread course with like stracciatella, peach, tomato. What was the other one that we did? We did some nice charcuterie. Then a savage big main course of whole, kind of like almost like a Moroccan take on lamb. So there was like a whole lamb shoulder with grilled gazina courgette, whipped goat's curd, like a pumpkin seed praline, and then amazing kind of like a merguez style lamb pie on the side with like fennel, potato, salsa verde, big sharing style.
Yeah,
that's the way to go with big.
Should have got Robin to do your wedding.
don't fuck around,
Not Margaret Henderson.
Wow,
that was a big mistake.
It was a while ago. I
And
should have
then
done. Yeah.
old school Amalfi lemon sorbet, scooped out
In the
shell.
lemon.
In the lemon,
Oh,
baby.
yeah.
A little bit of vodka on the side. Or no, gin. And then I did frozen Irish coffees, which are fucking awesome. They're really good.
What?
Obviously, Nine Elms, we're not too far away from where we all live. Brixton, Camberwell, Tulsa. Has Big J Rayner been through the door? I know he's a fan.
Here?
Yeah.
I don't know. Not
Really?
yet. No, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Because where was the piano, the grand piano I saw? Is that next door?
That's next door.
Okay.
That's
He hasn't come in to Twinkle the Ivies?
No. And look, Jay, you're welcome. Please come.
Come in,
Thanks,
Jay.
Jim.
Yeah, really? Someone told us you banned him for life.
No,
Someone
always
come
welcome.
on.
Who were we interviewing the other day? Somebody told us that.
I
Robin's
banned
banned
him.
him.
No,
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
I love the rumours. I love the
No,
rumours.
it's ridiculous.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
no.
So
Welcome.
But you guys have been playing chess with each other in Rockwell Park, haven't you?
That's right.
Yeah. Who normally wins?
Jay, he's an aristocrat.
The guy, he's a genius as well. Yeah.
Being serious though, I mean, we're seeing Bjorn Franson later today.
Yeah.
And he's been quite vocal about critics should have at least been chefs or worked in hospitality before they start.
Yeah, he's got a strong position on that,
It's
doesn't
strong,
he?
yeah.
Okay.
And someone else said it yesterday. I can't remember. I saw it on Instagram. Another chef we follow, and he was like, it's about time they actually do a bit of work, even if it's a stage.
Yeah.
To like properly understand how restaurants work and stuff like that. What are your thoughts on that?
Do you know what? One of my favourite critics, and should we? Okay, I'll finish it.
Yeah.
One of my favourite critics, and for that very reason, now, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Marina Loughlin has spent some time in a kitchen.
Marina, yeah.
Because all of her reviews, when she was writing for the Metro, when I first discovered her, was so on point. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, come on in. Right, I'll talk you through this in a second.
Here we go.
I'm just going to throw a load of stuff down. But I just always remember her reviews being so, like, she understood food, she understood chefs, and that's why I remember her. She was one of my most feared as well, because I remember when I launched the dairy, that I honestly thought that if she did come and review the dairy and hated it, she'd have been right.
It would be legit.
She'd have been legit. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing, I couldn't question it. You can only try and learn from it.
That's interesting. I think
really mean
you know
that.
what? I think she came up through like the advertising. I don't know if she worked in kitchen. I just think she gave a shit to the point of trying to understand. And do you know what I mean? And getting it right.
Exactly. And she did a lot of research into the chefs, where they came from, that kind of thing. And I just felt that she knew exactly what she was talking about. And every time I went on any of her recommendations, any of the places, I never disagreed with anything that she said. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So from that perspective, I just always assumed she'd spent some form of time in a kitchen or hospitality or something.
Did she review you?
She did.
What did she say? Come on.
It was very good.
Right,
she went for it.
It was amazing. And actually, what was unbelievably amazing was the comments. The comments under the post. Some craze bag jumped on and said, "Actually, the dairy's not all that great. It's I went there with my kids, and they tried to kick us out after closing time, and they refused to give me a shot of tequila as I was breastfeeding my baby." And it was this slating review, but the food was amazing, service was amazing, but it was this off the wall commentary. It was like whoever it was, this person had been drinking all night, and then decided to write this kind of piece underneath the slot. That became the biggest story, not the actual review, but this comment.
Right.
So you basically have thousands of people leaving comments saying, "Oh, I totally get it. I was there the other day. I was banging up heroin in the corner, and they refused me a little snack." You know, the audacity of them. So it was just became this thing that went viral.
Yeah.
Because my review, which is amazing, went viral because of this
whole
small
second
comment.
thing.
That's amazing.
So much so that I was accused of writing it myself.
Really?
Yeah, because they thought it was a
Give us an
brilliant
exclusive, did you?
That's the genius.
Yeah, it was like honestly I think it's been used even for you know, how to kind of boost something. Again.
Really?
Yeah, I swear to God.
Well, whether or not you did it.
Well,
Yeah,
mate, come on,
smart.
take us through the delicious.
Yeah, come on, this is
I'm
unbelievable.
suddenly back in Bologna
Yeah, there you
with
go,
my
baby.
mum, dad, and girlfriend, and they're all screaming at me, but we're eating delicious food.
You're in tears at the table again. Yeah.
Right, this is the bangers and mash I was talking about. This is the Tuscan bangers and mash.
That is
So
unreal.
potato aligot, the Tuscan sausage, and then a little bit of red wine sauce. Could we get a little bit of broccoli as well? Yes. Beautiful. So that's the bangers and mash. That's what we're going to start with.
Sorry.
No, not at all. Gorgonzola dolce, best in the world, and we do it properly. So we buy in the whole wheel and just a big scoop out of it.
Yeah.
A little bit of honey, fig chutney, and then a fig and walnut bread from the bakery.
Wow.
This is the old Bourdain toasty.
What's in there?
So this is that mortadella I was talking about. So
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
same producers as the Cotticino make this mortadella, and it is the finest in the world. They're big characters.
Yeah.
You know, second or third generation making it, but to an artisanal level. Arciabatta. And then what we do is we slice the mortadella and layer it with Ogilshiel cheese in between. And it's that kind of, you know, Chef the Film, that kind of grilled cheese late night snack.
Yeah.
And a little bit of Dijonnaise inside.
That looks unbelievable.
Wow.
Then obviously we get loads of trim towards the end of like the beautiful hams that we get. So we make a classic croquette.
Nice.
And then we've got the black Iberico, not Iberico, sorry,
Just
the
hold
black
those up
ham.
for the camera, will you?
Yes. So
Glorious.
this is Coffin Crisps. Little plug there. There you go. Coffin Crisp with, what is it? This is like a 36-month black ham.
Wow.
From Parma. The Guadilla chili peppers.
Wow.
And then a big charcuterie plate.
Ooh,
So
good
this
stuff.
is this is finocchione, fennel salami. This is a coppa from the same guys as that. And then we've got, this one is again, which of the cheeses again? We got Asiago, which is like that's kind of like a goat's cheese, right?
Yeah, it's a bit like funky.
Okay, nice.
Taleggio, which everybody should know,
Yeah,
coppa, fennel salami, and then some beautiful prosciutto,
Wow.
36 age months.
This is how you want to eat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Right,
don't-
guys,
you
please
just-
try
You don't need to travel to
Cotticino
Europe.
first.
You can just fucking come down to Nine Elms Vox or whatever
Yeah,
you
yeah,
want to call it. It's
exactly.
unreal. Talking about being a critic, talking about judging. I mean, you were doing MasterChef Ireland.
Yeah.
Did you have any flirtation over doing the British one? Was anyone?
Oh, when it all became available?
Yeah.
Well, no one
Really?
did actually. No, a bit annoyed.
Fuck me, Freddie. Get some of that down you.
Yeah, exactly.
That is
Dude.
unbelievable.
What is it like being a
Right.
judge there? Because you must have to eat some pretty odd food. Do you ever get nervous about what you're eating? Because like,
Yeah. In fact,
Really?
one of the dishes, myself and Daniel refused to eat it.
really,
We were
Really?
like,
What
this
was
is
it?
Do you
so
remember, yeah,
shit.
do you remember what it was?
I can't even remember what it was. It was a guy called Oisin McConnell. He's a very famous GAA player,
Yeah.
Gaelic player, Gaelic football. Real and a tough nut as well. Do you know what I mean? Quite a
That's
heavy
unreal.
going guy. And
is he staring you down, going?
I think he bled into the dish as well. He cut his finger. He bled into it. It was completely raw chicken. It was just we were like we're just not eating it.
Yeah, not.
We're not going there, dude.
That is unreal.
It's good.
It's almost borderline illegal. You could sort of make a home in that and live there forever happily. It's, quite incredible.
It's a hug and a ball.
Follow it up
as
with
well.
that, buddy. If you're after a good time,
I'm gonna get in there.
You do too.
But yeah, you must come across some weird people on that show. Like, what are the weird things you wouldn't see when you're watching it? Like, is everything cold? It must be quite a miserable thing. Right?
I mean, I'm probably getting in trouble for this.
No,
but
please
yeah,
don't.
they got to stop, film all the dishes, get all the the shot of the go like that, and then you went around. It's the sheer quantity of food, especially in the early stages before anyone's been eliminated. You've got to taste every single one.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? And that's a task in itself. You know
do you enjoy that side of it? I mean, you're a natural in front of camera.
Do you know what? I enjoyed being back home in Dublin. Like, I left when I was just turned 18, and that was the longest amount of time that I'd been in Dublin. And just so happened that the studio was in an old ferry terminal in Dunleary, where I'm from, south coast of Dublin. So they put me up in this beautiful apartment overlooking Dunleary, where I'm from. So I just enjoyed being back in home and actually working, because you know what it's like. I feel like I love actually cooking in other countries, because I think you're in with a restaurant that kind of knows the area. You kind of you feel like you're part of the city or wherever you are. And I was there for almost 2 months, commuting.
Nice.
And I loved it. Yeah, absolutely loved it.
You spoke about it when you came on before, and Richard Corrigan touched on it. And in a different way, Giorgio Locatelli, when he came on the pod and spoke about MasterChef Italy.
Oh, right, yeah.
That thing about when someone goes abroad, they make their name and they come home.
Yeah.
There can be a difficult relationship, but then fundamentally, I mean, Giorgio now is Italian food's first son. Was there a bit of like repairing that happened in kind of going back? And
there was initially a bit of a from more the chef community. They were like, "Oh, why didn't they get any Irish chefs to do this?" And I was like, put my hand up and went, whatever about Daniel Clifford. Speaking for myself here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm from Dunleary, I'm as Irish as they get. Look at my accent.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I have a shamrock tattoo somewhere here as well.
I can find it.
Yeah, I'll get one for the next one.
Yeah,
exactly.
But I remember going, hang on, I'm Irish. And then it was like quickly, no, Irish-based chef. And it was just, I don't know, and it was a restaurant industry that was saying it wasn't Joe Public.
Really? Okay,
everyone else was, Joe Public were like, this is amazing, great to see someone coming home and doing this show, blah, 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 and it was really nice. And funny enough, I actually ended up meeting the guys out at Food on the Edge, the big food symposium, whatever you call it. And I cornered them and I went, that wasn't very nice. Yeah. And we had it out. And
Really?
then actually, I'm friends with them. No, I basically called them a CUNT.
Yeah.
And then just said, look, that's a lot of bullshit, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then we ended up having a few drinks together and we'd be friends now.
Okay, nice.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I just think it's that initial thing. But it's Irish-based as opposed to being Irish. And it's just
Well, go on. You were there for 2 months. If we were going to go to Dublin now...
Yeah.
Which we are, Freddie. We're heading in there in January.
Which we are heading in January. Give us a little rundown of where we should go for a weekend.
Look...
Or just a couple of places.
No, I'll give you loads. So, I'm going to sound like a bit of a piss out because there's some incredible bars there, but there's great bar and food culture as well. So, in Dalkey, a lot of people just go into the city and stay in the city, whereas I would suggest going either side. There's a train called the Dart, which is basically Ireland's tube.
Right.
And it just goes that way and that way, but it goes all the way along the coast. The city centre is right in the middle. You can head, if you go south, you go to where I'm from, which is Sandy Cove Blastool. In Sandy Cove, there's a beautiful little village. There's a lovely seafood restaurant, delicatessen there called Caveson's.
Okay.
If it's a nice summer's day, you can get a sandwich from there, or they've got a seafood restaurant just beside them. You go further along the coast, and this is a lovely walk. You can actually go for a swim in a place called the 40 Foot any time of year.
It's in that show Bad Sisters, right? Is that?
Yeah,
do you know
that's
the
where
show?
I'm from.
That's where you're from, right?
Yeah, that's called
Looks
my
absolutely
neck of the
beautiful.
woods. It's stunning. It's absolutely stunning and really easy to get to. You can go along the coast a little bit to a place called, you can have a swim in the 40 Foot. Then you got Dalkey, which is a gorgeous little village, and there's a place called Finnegan's there, which is great food. Best scampi and chips.
Come on.
Best pint of Guinness, that part of the town as well. Then if you're heading back into the city,
How far out have we gone at that point? Like, how long have we gone on the dart?
Okay, you're probably gone half an hour.
Okay, right, so
35
close.
minutes.
Yeah,
it's really close. And then if you're going back into the city, there's like, my favourite bar is Negronis. Beautiful pint of Guinness, great sandwiches, and it's a place that never has any music. You sit there, it's a place that time forgot. It's right beside the Gaiety Theatre. I was practically brought up in there.
Yeah.
You know, I used to have to hide under the bar counter as my parents are having a drink. And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, all the guys are in white shirts and a little dicky bow. It's timeless. Grogan's is a great pint. And then there's fabulous restaurants. Kiki's, Library Street is phenomenal. Best burger in Europe, Dash Burger.
Dash Burger.
Yeah, best pizza, Paulie's Pizza.
Come on.
Where else are we talking about now? Great night out, Hang Dai, great Chinese. There's so many. Yeah, I could go on for an hour. Now, if you want to go the other way, is Hout. Is a beautiful sort of harbour, which is on the complete opposite side to Dunleary, right? You go around the bay, and that has got an abundance around the harbour of like seafood restaurants and a beautiful walk called Hout Head, which is a fantastic little walk as well. You know, so over 2-3 days, if you kind of mix it up, do Dunleary, go south one day, stay in the space yourself in the city, go to Hout on the other end. Do you know what I mean? You mix it all up.
We need to. Well,
Genius.
we're going in general.
I always go. I've been to the city a number of times. Unbelievable. But then you go into the rest of Ireland.
Yeah.
So the idea of just going
this is what happens.
up and
This is
down.
what people do. Spitalfields, and also all around this new area. Well, it's not new. An old area. There's kind of a lot more happening around where the Guinness Brewery is.
Yeah.
There's a bar called Spitalfields by Steve McAllister.
Yeah.
And that's like great food, proper food. Oh, and the Gravediggers does coddle.
Would you ever go back and open up?
I've always kind of looked, and a few things have come a little kind of close. So for the right thing, definitely would. You know, and try and commute and do something.
You just said coddle. What's coddle?
Coddle is basically like it's a Dublin dish. They call it. There's another word for it is a widow's memories. It's basically, it looks like a bowl of Mickey's. You call it. It's a stew with potatoes, carrots, onions, and all the pig. You know what I mean? But it's rashers and bacon and sausages.
Yeah.
So it just looks like boiled sausages, but like those super
Right.
cream ones.
So for those who don't speak Irish, Mickey's is cocks.
Your penis,
Okay,
basically.
right. Just good to clarify.
You've been running restaurants for over 12 years. A couple of things, actually. Firstly, do you look back at the dairy now and go like, fuck me? That was one of the most important restaurants in London's history, which is quite an incredible thing to think now, seeing as you're still so young, still so active.
Yeah, I mean, I have to walk past
you
it all the
realise
time as well. So it's kind of, all these memories come back, and I'm lucky that what's great to see is a lot of the chefs that kind of came through there doing their own thing now. Do you know what I mean? And whether they've travelled or whether they've had a moment in time and recognise that as well. You know, that's also amazing. And yeah, it was a wild time, but it was really sort of it was good because there was no money behind it. You know, we just did it from nothing and just a lot of passion, and it got recognised immediately. There was no PR. It was a shithole of a building, but it was a lot of heart and soul in there, and it just goes to show you don't need a huge amount of finance to kind of create something beautiful, and I think people will get it.
Has it finally been taken over, the building?
Yeah, Rudy's Pizza.
Have you been back?
I went in to have a look around. I haven't gone that far to have a pizza yet.
Really?
You know, do you know what? They've done a good job of the fit out.
Right.
They've making use of the space. There's some nice light at the back now.
But no. Still get emotional when you get in there?
Yeah, I'm emotional even now talking about it. You know, it's kind of, it feels like I'm talking about a girlfriend that did the dirt to me or something years ago, or a wife, more important. You know?
No, 100%. You've been running restaurants for over 12 years. Is this the hardest year yet? I mean, everyone keeps saying 2020.
Every year's been the hardest year yet. You know, like ever since, I would say, the COVID days, you know, like that kind of first instance of COVID, every year you come out of it and someone says, and then there's you know, the cost of everything goes up. Yeah. There's wars coming out of our ears. There's all this kind of thing, staffing crisis, blah, blah, blah.
Are there any little shoots where you go like, okay, that's starting to look like it's getting better?
Oh, no, okay, do you know what I feel now? I personally feel it's, like, right now I've got the best team I've ever had. There's, you know, I met Ben Tish yesterday. He was coming here, and I was like, how you doing staffing? That's a constant thing, you know. First thing, how's business? How's staffing? And actually now I think we're asking each other less. He's like, you know what? I'm great.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know, yeah, me too. But this hasn't happened, you know.
Nice.
I've always been very lucky with staff, but post-COVID days, it has been a struggle. But the last year, it's just been great. I've actually got people calling in and putting CVs in, and
nice.
and yeah, it's been quite good. So I feel right now, yes, it's very challenging, it's very hard, it's unpredictable.
Yeah.
That is a challenge. You know, one day could be super busy, no rhyme or reason, and the next could be dead, and you're like, oh my god. So it's trying to staff or trying to prepare is quite hard.
But post-COVID, obviously, this is quite neighbourhoody. Your place in Clapham, very much so.
Yeah.
Feels like less people are now trawling into the West End, into the city to eat, to Soho. So have you seen, like, you know, people just can go for delicious food within 10 minutes walk of their house, which must be great for your restaurants, in Brixton as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think I saw that coming. I think that was the start of it back in the old dairy days, back in 2012. And if you look at restaurants like Perilla, and you know, there's great neighborhood places that, and then what happens after Perilla is like Jolene, all these little bakeries and stuff. And there's these pockets of neighborhoods that are like, may not have had that much a long time ago, but then that meant that you could get in from, you know, a startup as such. You could get a decent rent. You're not paying, you know, upwards of $500,000 to kind of open a restaurant. So it's an opportunity for young, passionate, exciting people to actually do it by themselves. And I think that's just snowballed. You know, all in these. I think people say, to try and sum up London, I think it's like 1,000 villages with 1,000 possibilities.
So true. If you were a kiddo again, about to open your first spot, and you gave some advice to people, because we had Rav Gill who came on and was very amazingly open about how much she's had to spend to get Gina open.
Yeah.
Her amazing restaurant. What are the things to look out for when you're looking at sites? Where are they going to take the piss out of you, or where can you get burned?
I mean, you've got to get yourself a decent property lawyer.
Yeah.
Like I didn't the first time with the dairy. I got absolutely shafted on that. The rent looked great, but then I didn't look at the fine
hidden bits and pieces.
Yeah. I think so. That's one thing. Is the lease is really important. I think looking at areas where something's gonna happen is also good. Like I always remember looking at like Jose Pizarro going into sort of Bermondsey before anything, and now he owns Bermondsey pretty much. You know what I mean? And him going in there before all of the huge big buildings that have popped up there in the last sort of 10 years, having a bit of patience.
Get ahead of it.
If you can get ahead of it, if you can try and discover a neighbourhood before it becomes...
Well, you've done that here, haven't you?
We've done it here.
Because Vauxhall's come out of the ground in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And now it's crazy.
Yeah. So that's...
Does it take some minerals out though? Like in the beginning, is it...
You got to have
thinking,
patience.
Fuck, like, is this going to come alive?
Well, we're here like 7 years.
Yeah.
Almost.
Crazy.
And I still think we're a couple of years away from it being in its full potential. So you've got to have patience and resilience and therefore, but see, the thing is, if you do something like that, then your rent has to reflect that. And that's why I think rent deals that are, you know, let's say a minimum that you can survive and you can still do a good product and pay for staffing. But then when it's quiet, you're not losing your ass. But then when it ramps up, that's where you can do good rent deals. I think that there's an opportunity there, you know. But also central. I've always wanted to do something central, like especially after just be sort of after COVID. I kind of was really thinking about doing something central, because I really admire Super 8 and what they've done. And they go in somewhere with mountain, and like their rent might be hugely expensive, but they're busy every single service.
I never even thought about that a restaurant group like that are operating so centrally.
Yeah.
You'd think they'd be neighbourhood spots, the spots that Super 8 open.
They're central.
Yeah, amazing actually.
Shortage is central. Do you know what I mean? If you think of it, certainly it'd be central rates, I'd imagine. You know? Yeah. So, and that's exciting. It'd be cool to go into space.
Are you eyeing something up? Can you give us an exclusive on the pod?
I'm not.
We love exclusives.
I'm busy.
Just pretend you are.
Make one up.
Yeah. I'm busy here for the moment, but yeah, I do. I would love. I just like. It's taken up so much time and energy to kind of pump it into this building. We're not just a restaurant. There's like events coming out of our ears. There's pianos coming in the door one day, and then there's brass bands here and there. 100%. You know, you're constantly doing that. Not that I say I wouldn't stop doing that. I enjoy it, but it would be nice to be somewhere that's fucking prime location, and you're just cooking great food.
Just do what you.
Ben, come and get some of that, Danny. Can I just say that charcuterie? It's an insult to call other charcuterie because that is just
it's outrageous.
Yeah, that is sort of next level good. Yeah, the quality is unreal. We were with Will Beckett the other day from Hawksmoor, and he was saying that, like,
legend.
Yeah, what legend?
Becky,
but he was saying that people are now eating faster. They want quick meals. They don't want to sit around for hours and hours. The tasting menu's kind of dead. But like, if you notice, obviously this is perfect because you're in for an hour and a half, 2 hours. You have so much different variety, little things. He said people want to share nowadays. Like, have you seen people coming in and out and they want their things fast? He basically said everyone's so ADHD nowadays that they can't sit around the table for long enough.
Well, it's always struck me that someone will come in and order a kilo rib of beef with nothing and want it straight away. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, what are we?
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna, and we have to put on the menu. It's going to take between 40 and 15 minutes. You know, we're tempering it, then we're grilling it, and then it's resting in beef fat. You know, so I've seen that definitely more, and we've had to adjust to that. We have to kind of think about how can we be ready? How can we kind of persuade them to sort of have a few snacks? But then some days when we know we're going to be busy, we actually are in that position where we're going to go, right, let's temper a few of those steaks because you are going to get that guy who's going to come in and order it. Obviously, you don't want to be caught out, so you go kind of minimum. You take a gamble on it so that you can kind of deliver. I have seen it. I've seen everything. You know, it's just like there's
people splitting one lane between the three of them.
Yeah, I think you've got to be. That's the thing.
Do you have to take a stand on that?
We've got to be adaptable. I don't know. So many times I've thought about, because Sunday's our busiest day and there's a massive demand for that one. Every now and again, I think when I see somebody ordering a roast between 3 or 2 or something, I'm like, come on, because I know I could fill that table three times over. And it's just for the gram.
But do you not have to Rav Gill was saying they had a burger on the menu. She took it off because she was noticing people were only ordering one burger between 2, no sides, like you were saying, tap water, and took off service
They just want that photo.
And they took a table for an hour during lunch service. We lost a lot of money.
That's crazy. I think that's why, you know, what's his name from Yellow Britain got slagged off.
Oh, yeah.
Big time. But he's right.
Hugh,
Hugh, great guy. Hugh was right to openly say, no, bullshit. If you want to come in here, have 3 courses, it's a long lunch. That's what we're trying to do here. And I'd love to have the balls to be able to say that's all you're doing. But I'm scared of, because we're busy now.
Yeah.
I just don't want to, all of a sudden, if I make these demands, it must be 3 courses. I've thought about doing, like, you still get a choice of mains, whatever you want, but maybe there's a choice of 3 starters, a choice of all your mains. You can go big and have the Trinity, and you have to have a dessert, you know. We have to have 3 courses. There's a lot of restaurants that do it, and they're still flying because they're known for it. I just still have this kind of.
Well, Phil does it, doesn't he? Phil Howard on a Sunday.
I think Quality does it. Quality Chop
Yeah,
House.
Quality Chop House. Yeah.
And look, Quality Chop House is small. We've got a huge big dining room, so maybe I can afford to be a little bit flexible. And also, to be honest with you, I think we'd probably go down heavily if everyone was having a starter made. That would take it a bit of an adjustment.
Go too far,
So,
where are your favourite places to eat right now then? So when you get a night off, you take the missus out. I know your boy probably enjoys a little nip of something, but
we love like Chinatown. We go to Jun Tun Tao a lot. Dumpling Legends. We went to great dim sum place the other day, which Claude had been recommending for ages. What's it called? I have to come back to this one.
Yeah, it's fine.
But then Josephine.
Yeah.
I love Josephine. It's it's become almost like it. I love the new one as well. Dressed crab. Bentley's I love.
Have you had some good nights out with Claude?
Yeah. Trying to think now, where else? I love the Canton around the corner.
Do you ever run into Margot and Fergus in there?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? They're big regulars here as well, which is great.
Really?
Yeah.
They know a good thing when they see it.
Exactly.
Thank you
They're out for lunch every day. They're almost going out as much as Kaufman, who seems to be out for breakfast, lunch, and supper every day. I mean, what a life! Yeah.
I do love Kiln, especially like I look at going there by myself.
Yeah.
Kiln the Smoking Goat, just sitting at a counter and having some great food. And
it's gorgeous. Wine. I mean, Dom Hamby the other day was talking about the theatre of Kiln.
Yeah.
Great place to sit on your own because there's so much going on. You watch the chefs. You
can't go there with more than one
But that's what you've got great here. You've got obviously the bakery, the open place. He basically said that restaurants are now moving towards you need to have live action around you.
Yeah.
Like forget a West End show. For half the price you can get a great meal and see
dinner and a show at Bar Brassa.
Again, another one is Nieves Sabor. I'm actually booked in to go to Legato tomorrow for my birthday.
No. I'm hearing only good things.
Yeah. I struggle to get a table.
Really?
Cheers, Niev.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Just to sort you out.
Yeah.
Your mum was a river dance choreographer. Your dad in music and sort of jazz musician, producer of Irish bands such as Wolf Tones and the Dubliners. Oh. What would he have made of the J. Rayners as a quartet or the sextet? Would he have signed them? Pizza Express live
he's very harsh.
Pizza Express live on a Monday evening.
He was harsh on me. So
was he?
He would have been even harsher on music.
Did you ever try follow though into music, into dancing,
I did everything. You
really?
know, I tried dance. I did acting. I did music. And that's another reason I fell into cooking, because I was trying all these things and not following it through.
Yeah, right.
You know, I had all those opportunities, and I hit that sort of panic button when I was 17, where I had like big sort of footsteps to follow. Is that right?
Yeah.
Shoes to fill.
Yeah.
And my parents were both very successful, very hardworking.
Yeah.
Not that I wasn't hardworking, but I just never stuck at anything. So it was that panic.
Which avenue did you get closest on? Was it a little light foot, or was it the music? Or
I was okay at all of it. You know?
Yeah, right.
Just okay.
Jack of all trades.
Do you know what I mean? And it was acting I would have loved to have done.
Yeah, really?
I think so. And I still would love to. Anyone out there?
Come on.
It's not too late. Osh fancies himself a bit of a singer.
He's a great singer.
Does he have a good voice?
He's a
good
very
lungs on
good
it.
voice.
Really?
Great presence.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, true.
So yeah, acting would have been a big one. But music I love. I have a real soft spot for music. And my son is a great player at the moment. He's playing the piano now.
Yeah, yeah.
And he loves it.
He looks like he's a bit of an actor.
I went for a name like Ziggy Gill as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Come
yeah.
on.
He's
You
got
set
it.
him up. Yeah,
exactly.
You did obviously go into being a chef, and thank God you did, because you've given us some of the greatest treats ever over the years. But when you started out in Ireland, you were obviously in that horrible kitchen. I mean, I was reading a piece yesterday about somebody who had PTSD from a horrible experience they had.
Yeah.
Every time they hear a certain sound, maybe the coffee machine or the ventilator. Do you ever still get any snapbacks to that horrible? I mean, we should say we've got a lot of new listeners since the first time you came on.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that sort of twigs it. I think it's probably just the restaurant itself. Do you know what I mean? Because I go back to Dublin all the time. It was on Dawson Street, and funny enough, you're saying it, there was a certain smell of the kitchen that I remember. You know when you go in the back door of a kitchen and there's a whole mix of smells.
Yeah.
So you're getting a fridge door would open and it's meat, veg, fish, blah blah blah. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And then there's also that combined when all these smells meet in the middle and there's someone roasting off onions and there's blah blah blah. There's this weird back kitchen smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's that heebie-jeebie when you're going into a new place.
And that will still get you.
That
now.
would get me.
Really?
100%. It's just like that fear factor. Now I think everybody gets a bit scared going into a new kitchen.
Yeah.
But now that you mention, I never thought about it before, but I'm sure that's why.
Yeah.
And specifically that I just get that, oh my God, where am I going? And that fear of like what's going to happen.
Have you ever had a chance to get your vengeance against those guys or not?
So weird. I guess it's like anything, well not anything, but I think from looking and hearing a lot about people who might have had some form of abuse when they were younger or whatever, you block it out.
Yeah.
I can't remember what any of them looked like. One of them I remember what he looked like because he was pretty ugly. I'm only joking. No, he was real tall, had this kind of weird haircut at the back, and he was quite an intimidating guy. But the head chef, I don't remember his name, blah, blah, blah. I don't remember any of them,
Really?
you know, and I don't know their names. Tried to look them up a couple of times to try and figure out who it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Well, we should say for those listening going like, what happened?
Yeah.
I mean, just one sort of subline, they fucking threw hot
Well,
oil
they're
on
obviously nothing because I haven't heard from them before.
No, I know.
Do you know what I mean? I haven't sprung up somewhere as this kind of.
But for those listening,
Yeah.
you had like a big injury in the kitchen, then they fucking abused you. You were in hospital for a couple. Like it was pretty shocking, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was shocking, but it was whatever about the injury. It was how it was treated afterwards. You
Yeah.
know, and I think the most, the harshest moment was I came back and had all these like scars all over my face. I came back 2 weeks early, and I'm a young kid. You know, I look young for my age now. Never mind then. I probably looked about 14, and I was standing, on my section trying to get ready, super keen, and one of the waitresses kind of said, "Oh, Robin, how you doing? You okay?" And the head chef turns around, "Don't fucking talk to him. Look at him. Get away from him. Look at him. He has AIDS."
Fucking hell.
Based on these kind of
Yeah.
marks I had on my
Injuries,
face.
yeah.
Screamed it across this huge big kitchen in front of maybe 30, 40 people. Not 30, 40, but 20 people,
Yeah.
And it's just like, how do you respond to something like that? And that's my head chef. That's not just some idiot beside me
No.
or some young kid.
That's
It's
the leader.
head chef
Yeah.
who said that. So I'm just kind of like, horribly humiliated.
Yeah.
And it's just, what do you say to something like that?
Interesting that the next career move was then to go work for Marco.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
I'll find a paternalistic,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
sweet man, somebody who can put his arm
The
around
thing
me.
is, Robert Reed was the head chef there at the time, and Chopper Reed was his name, and like, by the way, we're great friends, and he's an amazing guy. He was like a father figure to me, and that's why I have to be really clear on this, because I think there's a misconception. There's a difference between bullying and a high pressured environment. I was screaming that, going, "Give me the soup, give me that, blah blah blah. Come on," and it's high pressure.
Yeah.
I never consider that bullying.
No.
I consider that like intense.
Yeah.
It's like it's like being in sport or whatever. Not someone's going, "Come on there, will you? Come on, hurry up there a little bit." It's come on the fuck. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I personally think
But that can still be
There's an
supportive.
energy.
That kind of way of managing.
Yeah.
It can still, yeah.
I never felt in any way that I wasn't. I felt I was part of a family, and I'd moved away from home. You know, and I was.
That must have been a fucking big step up though, right?
Huge.
Walking into that kitchen, were you shitting yourself?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. But also, fear can be a little bit of a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, fear of failure. If you go in there kind of all guns blazing and think you're shit hot, you know, then that's when you're going to fall, in my opinion. I kind of like the fact that I go in and I'm a little bit nervous, and I might not get something straight away, but I'll work so hard because because of the fear of failure, that I end up maybe overtaking some other people. And I think that's when I see people come into a kitchen or a restaurant like that, I think you just got to care. You know, I don't care where you've worked 2-3 stars or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
As long as you care, you'll overtake that cocky fucker in a minute. If you're, you know what I mean.
How long did it take until you felt like you mastered the arts of 3-star cooking then?
I don't think I ever did, but I did think it took me 2-3 months to adapt. You know, just to kind of get used to the hours, get used to sort of a completely new skill set. How to carve a banana out of a potato, that kind of thing. And then just cooking everything to order. And look, it's like anything. You know, you go into a new environment, you work your ass off, and then it's hard for the first part, but as long as you care, you'll get it.
You get it, yeah.
Merlin from OSIP recently said that vegetables are way more interesting than meat, and that, like, they're so adaptable. But I'm guessing back then it was just a carousel of meat, was it? Was it just...
No. Like,
No?
my first job was on the veg section.
Really?
And it was the garnish. And, like, going back to that potato, it was like the potatoes had to have the right starch level. You carve them, but then they start off in chicken fat, a little bit of garlic, thyme, salt, then butter, a little bit of colour, flip it over, and then in the oven, real low oven. Then you take it out, take out the potato, and you put it on your little, what do you call it, chopping board.
Yeah.
Take the fat off the stove, you let it rest. Then you go over with your little fingers, and you massage the potato.
Stop.
Really?
Okay, yeah. This is a potato. We massage the potato, playing care not to burst that skin. If you burst the skin, it's not going to work. You massage the
What
potato
are you
to
trying to
get
do? You're
this.
breaking down the middle of it.
You're making it all soft inside. Then you get your fat back on the stove when it's away, frothing up.
Yeah.
You put the potatoes back in, and they go. Whoosh, they souffle up, and you got the perfect potato, shaped like a banana.
Wow.
Do you know what
That's the
fascinates me?
potato.
Is when we ask chefs. That's a long time ago, right? You were doing that.
Yeah, we're
It's
talking.
so like current and real in people's heads, and they can recall the whole like process of a thing.
That was just one element.
Yeah,
of
no,
one
of course.
dish.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it was, and I agree with Merlin in many ways on that, because, generally a piece of fish is a piece of fish, or if you're getting good beef, a fillet from one animal to another, as long as it's good, is generally the same, and you can almost become robotic with it.
Yeah.
But vegetables vary so often. A pumpkin last week could be completely different than a pumpkin next week because of the climate. And because of moisture, all that kind of thing. And so why is it not caramelizing? Well, because it's got too much moisture, or whatever.
Yeah. Were you cooking everything a la minute then?
Yeah,
Really?
everything.
Really?
Everything.
Fuck me.
Like there was the beef fillet dish, had like carrots, nave, what else was on there? Little onions. So and potatoes, little turned potatoes. So they all cook at different times. So you'd have to cook 3 or 4 different pots on the stove, season water, start your potatoes first, then your carrots, then your nave, blah, blah, blah. And then that's only, again, it's like 3 of each, all for one fillet of beef.
One dish.
So if one guy orders it, and then 20 minutes another guy orders it, you're getting more pans
Start
out.
again.
Pans all over the stove, cooking all of this stuff.
Do you get a buzz off that? Like
Totally.
all of that going on at the same time.
When
Like,
you nail it, it's just like, that's what I'm
Couldn't feel
saying.
better, yeah.
That's why this business is addictive, because you're addicted to that. When it all works, it's phenomenal. You know what I mean? Because your mind is going like a race car driver, and it's just like, how's this all going to work? I'm that close to going down. And then when you don't, you're
pull
like,
it
okay,
off.
let's do it again.
Did Marco ever come in?
He came in,
What was he like?
and he was more, at that stage, he'd handed over the reins to Robert. And so he was coming in as a guest, or every now and again he might sneak in that back door and terrify everybody. Do you know what I mean? All of a sudden you're like,
Yeah.
you know.
Did he have a ridiculous presence, I guess?
Totally.
Yeah.
Still does.
Yeah.
Still does.
Well, talking about presence, you then go work for Raymond Blanc, right?
Yeah.
At Manoir. That must have been a change of sort of culture, but an incredible place to work. Well, was it tough? I don't know.
Very tough. Very tough. And very competitive, because at that stage, Oakland was actually a relatively small team.
Yeah.
There was maybe 12 to 13 chefs on there. Manoir is like 45, 50. And Gary Jones were in the kitchen. It was like militant, I mean, that was the closest thing to the army I've ever seen, where And everyone wanted to be like a CDP. A CDP there was like a sous chef in many other kitchens, you know? And like just to go from a demi to a CDP was just like how hard you had to work. You had to work at least a year and blah, 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 and cover all the sections and manage people. A CDP had to be able to manage people, not just cook.
Yeah.
So it was, you know, you learned all about produce, you learned how to cook, you learned all the classics, how to make a good sauce. But manage people, actually work with people, it was, you know, it's phenomenal.
What was the best dish there? Anything you can remember?
Well, my favourite, because I love a bit of theatre, was the pigeon on crew. You know, seal pigeon, you make it, you know, you seal the pigeon, squab and you pigeon, and then you wrap it in this salt crust, and you make it look like a pigeon, salt down the chest.
Really?
Yeah, a couple of cloves in the eyeball, paint it all up with egg wash, and you would have to really understand how it works. So it has to be tempered, you know what I mean? So one comes on order, blast it in the oven, 200 degrees for 20 minutes, I think it was. Then you bring it down to what we call the piano, you know, the big stove, classic stove in the restaurant. And then there's all the different, what do you call it, shelves for the pans have different temperatures. Obviously close to the stove is one.
Right, yeah.
So you start off 10 minutes there, then another 10 minutes up there, and so it's resting. It's slow cooking. It's like salt crust of a fucking pigeon, you know?
So cool.
So you're doing that, and it's got to be absolutely perfect. And it's such a terrifying thing, because could you imagine? Because then you're passing that over to the maitre d' in the dining room. Then you're searing foie gras, some nice cabbage with bacon all through it, beautiful pigeon sauce, sending it all out. If that's not right when that goes into the dining room, or what Gary would then probe it, the perfect point, because it's also very difficult to know. You've made that pigeon inside it, and if you kind of put it in the wrong way, and you put the probe in the wrong way, and it's slightly under, slightly over, it's taken an hour and 20 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
What are you going to do if it's wrong? You know what I mean? And it's just, I just think then we'd go out to the dining room, we'd open it all up, and one of the maitre d's, Monsieur Lan, would carve it, or Elvio would carve it in the dining room. I mean, that's cooking.
So cool.
You know, that's what, look at Otto's. I mean, everyone go crazy for Otto's because there's that incredible theatre, but it's real cooking as well. It's not just theatre and,
for the sake of it.
No, it's
So
cooking.
was Raymond the best chef you worked for?
I think definitely, you know, and not just the best chef, but also the most inspiring on many levels. You know, the most sort of the one I look up to and try to aspire to be like, because he never stops. You know what I mean? It's constantly, you meet him, he's saying, I'm changing these tables, we're changing everything we're doing, we're building an orchard, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. He never stops.
Just improve.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he's also really great with people, you know, and it's never mind being a fantastic natural cook.
Yeah.
It's actually his energy that is so infectious that makes you want to be something similar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's not, you're never right. You know, nothing's ever perfect. The moment you think a restaurant is perfect, you're fucked. You know, and I think he's constantly looking what people want now. He's looking at changes. You know, he's in his 70s and he's already looking at, look, people don't want to eat like that anymore, and we're doing this and blah blah blah. You know, he's adapted through the
longevity of his career is outrageous.
He's not stopping anytime soon either.
Original name for this place was Earth, Grain and Fire. How stoned were you when you came up with that?
Exactly. What was I thinking? Yeah.
No.
So,
you're credited with giving birth to sort of the small plates movement in this country. What was your inspiration for the dairy?
The dairy was, I have to say, I did a sabbatical, so I toured all around. So there's Spain, San Sebastian, did a big stage in Noma, like everybody did. Actually, you're meeting France and did a couple of days there as well. Yeah. And it was those cool, forward-thinking bistros. I think it was Manfred's, you know, Christian Pugliesi's place. So we had Relay, and then it was Manfred's. Manfred's was one of the places that really completely blew my mind, because you had these cool waiters. It was Michelin star cooking. There was natural wine. There was music on vibe. There was a vibe. Do you know what I mean? And it was like there was people. There was an informal thing. It was like I felt you were welcome in a cafe, you know, or a bakery, as opposed to this really incredible cooking. Yeah. And it was casual, and I just loved that mix of casual but elevated experience from a food and beverage perspective.
Do you reckon you could bring it out of retirement without a physical home, a la Michel Roux Le Gavroche? You could like tour it around a bit, Like, and if you did, what would be the first thing on the menu?
Oh, well, it's a bread course. We were always famous for the bread. You know what I mean? It's that stop in time. In fact, which I credit Franson for.
Really?
When I went to eat there, because I was stashed, and then when I went to eat there, he had this glass cabinet of bread when you first sat down that was proving. And so as soon as you sat down, they go, "This is going to be your bread, but you're not going to get that too much later."
Cool.
13 courses later, we got this fucking bread, and everything slowed down. So it's a breaking of bread. It's some smoked cod roe and a whole lot of compliments. And I was like, "Oh my god, that's it!" It's stopping, and it's like bread is one of the most sacred things in the world. If you match it with like the perfect parfait, which we did this chicken liver parfait with truffle, we did our own charcuterie, some preserves, and the smoked bone marrow butter. Everyone was going mad with the smoked bone marrow butter.
Yeah, fuck Straker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what have I done?
Yeah.
Why don't I have £1 million butter business?
I know. You should start it years ago. What were you thinking?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
So the bread course was one. There was the bone marrow agnolotti, which Richie, my good pal, was his creation. The salted caramel, which we have on here, actually.
Surely you're tempted to bring it back.
Look, it's got to be the right place, the right time, and I've done a few nights. We've actually in Bottle & Rye or Wine Bar in Brixton, I've done some collabs with some old alumni, let's call them, some friends that have been in the business, and we've done some dairy classics, and we sold out immediately. You know what I mean?
There's an appetite for it.
Mate, we want to see it back. I'm sure Byatt will get involved in some form.
Yeah.
He loves growing the empire.
Yeah.
He can't stop. We should say that today's show is powered by our friends at Blink, the UK heroes flipping the POS world on its head. There are no contracts, no hidden fees, no bad advice nonsense. Do you run a restaurant? Well, Robin, you've got about 4 or 5. You already know that most POS systems are slow, clunky, and daylight robbery, but Blink isn't. It's the first POS so simple, we can get you up in a matter of minutes, and it just costs you £69 a month. For unlimited devices and proper 24/7 UK support, 0 headaches, I guarantee you, and that's better than half the price of whoever you're with right now.
Don't even blink, just go for it.
Yeah, and we're going to give you a free. Yeah, we're going to give you a free month with the code GoToBlink, BLONQ.
What a tagline.
Beautiful.
Come on.
They're going to take that.
Yeah. And I think we've got a new deal across the table, which always feels good.
Yeah.
Let's move into some more quick fires then.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to try this custard tart, by the way?
Yeah, go on.
All right. Freddie, I feel like you haven't been pulling your weight on this.
What have? I've been having so much of it.
Have you?
I'm
Okay.
going to get a knife into this.
So good.
It's unbelievable.
So this is Frances' creation from the bakery. She
We need to
makes
get
all
it
of
up
our
on camera.
patisseries. Huh? Oh,
Would you just hold it up?
Are we getting it in here?
Just a bit higher,
Bit
please.
higher, bit higher.
Glorious.
look at that.
Look at that.
I'm drooling looking at it. So basically it's a milk custard tart. I think it's a kind of a Marcus Waring vibe custard tart.
Yeah.
But croissant pastry. So it's almost like a pasta del nata, but like, come on,
Croissant
10 times
pastry.
better. This is off the charts.
Well, you have just brought a new concept to the food scene, and you really have. But do you have anything else up there? We always ask every chef if you could bring a new concept. It's always hard when they launch a new restaurant.
Just got a new restaurant.
Because you're like, well, mate, fucking give me a break. I'll just launch it.
I don't know. Do you know what? I still think there's space in the market for. I'm really inspired by, and I've not been. I need to go. Is like one thing done extremely well. You know, all those sort of Japanese incredible concepts where it could be like a yakitori of chicken or whatever. I still think there's a gap in the market for more of that.
Yeah,
you
nice.
know, just to do something like fucking amazing.
What would be your thing? Have you got something?
Now, Coddle and Guinness.
Come on.
Yeah,
Now's the
amazing.
time, right?
That is
How
unreal.
good is that, Freddie?
Oh no.
Yeah. You've even put aside
Did you
your
get the
dislike.
crunch of the pastry on
I mean,
Mike?
we're basically in Little Portugal.
Yeah, there you go.
We
And
are.
they're going to be appalled by how good that is compared to the
Yeah,
best
I'm
of
probably
the
going to get a smash window.
Yeah.
Hands off our tart.
Yeah.
What's on too many menus at the moment?
Oh. I normally love these questions. I mean, maybe it's a smash burger. I do love a good smash burger, but I think people are going a bit nuts for it. Come on. Let me think. I don't know, actually. That's a tough one. Sorry, you kind of threw me there a little bit.
That's all right.
Maybe it's maybe it's a smash burger. That's the kind of one I'm thinking is probably on too many menus. Yeah.
Ease off on the, especially the sort of whatever that style is with the onions and the
Yeah.
George Mott's moats.
Yeah, I mean they are good, and actually,
I mean, they're
I recommend
unbelievable.
the Dash Burger in Dublin, which is
Yeah.
completely modelled on that.
Yeah.
But it's solidly good.
Yeah.
It's the tasteless Dash or smash burgers
Yeah.
that I don't like.
Yeah,
Where it's
yeah.
not aged meat that is cooked to an
Yeah.
delivering, and the buns are lovely, and it's ketchup and mustard and
Yeah.
pickle. Come on,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
It's like going around for supper at Rayners.
He's trying to edge these in here. You know?
What's the worst customer you've ever had?
Jay Rayner, I'm only joking. I'm only joking. Go on,
Anything that winds you up about the industry?
VAT.
VAT.
No, do you know what? What is it? No shows. That's an obvious one.
Is that still a thing?
I'll tell you what annoys me is people who make bookings through me.
Yeah.
And then change it. Do you know what I mean? Or forget that they've made a reservation already through another system. Do you know what I mean? It's like we have a reservation system, but people that make it with me, and then you make it all happen.
Yeah.
And then they go back and go, oh, sorry, can't come, or we're changing it, or whatever like that. So I become like a receptionist for the whole thing. That
so
is
like
a
friends
pain
of
in my
yours,
life. Huh?
Like friends of yours.
Friends, yeah.
Yeah.
Or so-called
Yeah,
friends.
yeah.
So like people within the industry who are like,
Yeah, exactly. You
sorts
book that,
out,
will you?
Robin.
Sort that, will you?
Yeah.
I'm coming in, and
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, and I do it. Of course, I'll always
Yeah.
do it. But then when it just starts changing, and then I'm going,
like, come on.
like,
Yeah, I'm knackered.
yeah.
Ben, it feels like you may have done it to Mr. Good.
I would never do that.
Little lesson, don't do it.
I'd never do that.
Right, you've already given us a rundown in Dublin. Is there any other little place we should go and visit for a little foodie weekend?
Okay.
Anywhere in the world.
About this. Ooh, do you know what? Bilbao.
Yeah.
And
And staying in Bilbao.
stay in Bilbao because
don't
everybody
go
goes
far.
to San Sebastian.
Yeah.
And I think Bilbao and Malaga. I know I'm mentioning two Spanish places, but again, everyone goes to like Marbella or down the coast. You know what I mean? Whereas actually in the city is phenomenal. Some great restaurants.
Really?
Great scene. Great bar scene. There's in Malaga. There's one of the oldest bars. It's like 300 or 400 years old. Picasso used to drink there. It's a big long bar like this. In fact, now I think of it, I kind of model a little bit on this. And behind it, they just have these huge, big sherry barrels.
Cool.
And it's third or fourth generation guys that have worked there. Across the top of the bar is slate. And you stand at the bar, and every time you order a drink or a little snack, they write it down. So where you're standing, it's all on chalk on the slate.
Ugh.
You have a little sherry, you have some gambas or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're there all night, and it's like stepping back in time. But that's
Amazing.
Malaga.
That's in Malaga.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Can you remember the name of the spot?
I can't. I remember
fuck it.
it's
It's
if
not
you
important.
look it up, it's right beside their food market. So
Okay.
they've got a proper food market where we buy all the fresh fish and vegetables and stuff
Wow.
like that. And it's if you Google old school Malaga bar,
It'll come up.
So it'll come up. It'll come up.
Unbelievable.
It's
Incredible.
phenomenal.
Yeah, nice.
Check it out. Check
Yeah.
it out.
Come on then. Go-to Hall of Fame. One dish you're going to put in the Go-to Hall of Fame forevermore to sit there. The greatest thing you've ever eaten.
That I've ever eaten.
Correct.
Ooh. I'm gonna say Robert Reed cooking pigeon in the Oak Room, 2000. Yeah, 2000.
Yeah.
2000. Yeah.
You remember how he did it?
It was that one with the banana fondant.
That's the one, yeah, right.
Really?
A bit of foie gras, and he did this thing where he squeezed the pigeon. Right?
He just set a
he did
massaging fence.
he did a hand,
He's had a lot of love to give.
a hand press of the pigeon. So you know how Otto does it in a machine?
Yeah.
What a pussy.
Yeah. Use your hands.
Robert takes the carcass, he carries over the thing, takes the carcass and squeezes the blood all over the plate.
At the
that.
table?
Well,
Or sort of on the pass.
on the plate, on the pass, and then sends
Wow.
it out.
The fuck?
Yeah. yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, we should
Yeah,
say,
cool.
if you guys want to have a lot of fun and have some incredible food, then there's only one place to be, and that is Bar Brassa. Head to Vauxhall, head to Nine Elms. I mean, the Nine Elms Underground is now in operation. It has been for a while,
it?
but when I lived there, it wasn't. So come to Nine Elms, come to Vauxhall, go to Battersea Overground, walk down,
Are you on the TFL
hit the
payroll?
power station. I should be.
yeah.
Or just walk across the bridge from Pimlico.
Yeah,
There are
yeah.
so many options to get here.
Pick your
Lime
route
it,
in.
don't drive. That's
Yeah.
one of the
Don't,
things,
yeah,
don't
you,
drive.
yeah, you need to get those 5
Yeah, because you got to come enjoy yourself. The food's incredible, and the vibe is amazing. We had to turn the music off so we could hear each other, but like we're going to pump it back up now and have a lot of fun. Robin,
Might even
thanks so
have a
much for
Negroni.
this. Yeah.
Have a Negroni.
We're going to finish by talking about music. What song do you want us to play you out with? Any song in the world?
Ooh. Boys are back in town.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Well, happy birthday, mate.
Thank you very
Have fun
much.
tonight. We'll see you later, and we won't see you tomorrow. It's your birthday.
No.
But thank you
might
so much
do.
for having us.
You
We
might
may do.
do.
You never know. Cheers, mate. Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Cheers.
much, Robin.